MID90S is a film that is set in Los Angeles, California in the 1990s. We follow Stevie, a 13-year-old kid who spends his summer between his troubled family and his newfound friends that he meets in a skate shop. The film establishes Stevie's relationship with his family. His brother Ian, played by Lucas Hedges, abuses Stevie on a daily basis, and his mother Dabney, played by Catherine Waterston, who is too self-obsessed to realise what's going on between her children. Having no one to look up to apart from an abusive older brother and a neglectful mother, Stevie finds joy in a group of skaters aggravating a local store owner. This influences Stevie into getting into skateboarding and making friends out of them. The importance of skateboarding culture and the use of hip-hop music is fundamental for reflecting the social norms living as a teenager in the film. This gives the film an authentic and realistic approach to youth culture. Moreover, the perceptions of masculinity and the male norms contribute greatly to Stevie's character as well. Masculinity plays an important part in Stevie's social development as it causes him to be pressured into doing stressful things. Ian is the first person that we see that portrays these strong masculine ideals. One scene first shows Ian doing push-ups in his room. The setting of his room shows its masculinity with Ian's personal gym and weights, mixtapes of hip-hop music, and the poster of half-naked girls on the wall. Although Stevie is an adolescent with no life experience of masculine ideals, he has a concept of the idea from his brother. Furthermore, several sociologists describe that hegemonic masculinity displays physical domination, aggression, competition, sexism, and homophobia. The character that portrays the hegemonic masculinity ideals is represented in Stevie's friend Ruben. For instance, in the scene where Stevie thanks Ruben for something, but he replies that saying thank you is gay, reinforcing the homophobic behaviour. Stevie has nothing in common with the skaters and is overall a good kid with middle-class values and behaviours. However, Stevie adapts to his surroundings and naively learns the hegemonic masculine ideals from Ruben. The importance of identity and fitting in the skate crew can be difficult for Stevie. Stevie has to determine if he wants to conform or resist the skaters' hegemonic masculine ideals. In the end, he conforms to it and finds a sense of belonging with the skaters. The scene where Stevie accepts a cigarette from Ruben signifies him conforming to Ruben's destructive ideals. Not long after this, Ruben asks Stevie to fill a jug of water for the skaters, representing the acceptance of Stevie in the friend group. As Stevie smiles, this symbolizes the sense of belonging he needed. When Stevie has conformed to the social identity of the skaters, like buying a skateboard or trespassing to schools to skate, Stevie adapts to the teen and skateboarding culture. Therefore, he changes the identity and values to adapt to his friends. The character Stevie looks up to the most is Fuckshits. His outgoing persona strongly fits in the hegemonic masculine ideals. However, Stevie's admiration of Fuckshit's lifestyle causes peer pressure and stress from external situations. The underage drinking, smoking, and drug use he gets from Fuckshits is almost hard to look at because his newfound ideals destroys his innocence. The scene where he goes drunk from a party represents what the teen culture and the behavior of teenagers has done to him.
You're fucking up! Stevie!
This doesn't faze the young Stevie as he can't take Ian seriously. Stevie no longer sees Ian as the ideal masculine character that he believed in the beginning of the film. The ideals from his friends have blinded his own personal identity to the point where he doesn't care about his relationship with his family. Masculinity and identity are an important theme for Stevie. The role of Stevie is that he is an observer to teen culture. What he sees is what he learns. The power of teen culture plays heavily on masculine ideals. As Stevie grows in the film, he finds a new sense of community in his friends. His base ideals of masculinity come straight from the behaviours of Fuckshit and Ruben. He copies other people's behaviours and adopts it to his character. He should learn when to say no and identify his limit, but having no sensible role model suggests the stress of when is enough. From his experience with Ian and the skateboarding culture, His ideals are that if you get hurt, that is what makes you a man.
At least in America in that time, in the 90s, traditional masculinity was not to show emotion, not to show sensitivity, not to show vulnerability, because it's feminine or, God forbid, gay to do so. And what that does and what we've seen is it leads to a lot of horrible behavior and a lot of bad action.